$1,350,000. Yeah. Hey guys, it's Tiff. What is freaking up, you guys? Happy Vlogmas Day 3! If you guys have not watched the past 2 Vlogmas videos, go ahead, check it out. I'll have a playlist down below for you guys, but instead of doing a vlog today, I decided I wanted to do a sit-down video for you guys, and it's because I have been getting a bunch of questions regarding my house. How much do I spend on my house? How did I buy a house? So I figured I would ask you guys on Instagram to send me a bunch of house questions, and then I would answer them. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you guys want to be a part of the next Q&A, go find me at MissTiffanyMa. But you guys have a lot of questions, I have a lot of answers, and I honestly wish someone that I looked up to actually explained the house buying process. There is a lot of things you just don't know about. So if you guys want me to do a full-on video where I actually get into like the specifics of how to get a mortgage and everything like that, that is going to be a whole different story. But if you guys have any more questions, leave them down below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Woo! So the first question I got asked is, did you buy your house by yourself? I purchased this house by myself, 25 years old, bought myself my own house. I'm so happy about that, but you can, if you're struggling to buy a house by yourself, you can always get someone to co-sign the loan for you. I honestly just don't think that's a smart move for the other person. I would never ever co-sign a loan for somebody else, no matter if they're my best friend, my husband, my sister, my mom. I would never ever co-sign a loan for somebody else. That just wrecks your financial plan. It also wrecks you if they actually don't make their payments, and it just hurts you financially. So I would never ever co-sign a loan, and I would never ask someone else to co-sign a loan for myself. Granted, there are people you can trust, and if you think you can trust them 100%, go for it, but just overall, I don't think it's a smart move to co-sign for somebody else. Someone asked me, where did you get most of your home decor? Also, love you, Tiff. So if you guys look around my house, the majority of my stuff is actually from Urban Outfitters or Target. Other places I actually shop for home decor is Home Goods, but if you're thinking about like more expensive pieces that you actually want to keep for a really long time, I actually got a rug from Serena and Lily. They're like an amazing, expensive brand, but I totally trust them with my life. But other stores are Anthropologie and West Elm. Someone else asked me, how did you figure out how much you could afford? So the basic math of figuring out how much you can actually afford when you're buying a house or paying for rent or anything like that is dividing how much you make in a month by 3. So say you make $3,000 a month before taxes, divide that number by 3, which is 1,000, and that is the max you should be spending on your actual rent. That is the basic math lots of banks will be doing as well to see if you can actually afford the house you're paying for. So when you see a loan, you're gonna see a mortgage, and you're gonna see how much money you're gonna be spending every single month. Figure that out and see, okay, is this 1/3 of how much I'm making every single month? If it's more than 1/3 of what you're making, I just don't think it's a smart buy. If it's less, perfect. Another question I got asked is, what are good things to look for when buying a house to make sure it is okay to live in? Location, location, location. If you guys have ever watched Property Brothers on HGTV, you guys know their freaking motto is like location, location, location. And it actually is so important to think about the location you want to be at. Do you want to live in a house where everything is walkable? There are parks, there's like cafes, there's like things you can walk to. Do you want to live in the city? Do you want to live on the outskirts of the city? So for me, the biggest thing when I was looking for a house was being central in LA. I work in LA, I live in LA, all my friends are in LA, and luckily I found a house in a neighborhood that was up and coming. There's a lot of business coming into this area. It's still not the safest neighborhood, but that's okay with me because I've slummed in neighborhoods my entire life. I used to live next to Skid Row in downtown LA. Like, girl, I'm okay. I'm not scared. Another good thing to look for when you're buying a house is the resale value of the house. Is this gonna be a house that is gonna fall apart in 5 years? Is it gonna be trendy in 5 years? Is it gonna go out of style in 5 years? I feel like house trends change every like 6 to 10 years. 10 years ago, it was super popular to have like beige houses with like granite countertops, and now it's really trendy to have like marble countertops, white insides, very Spanish style houses. So if you're thinking about living in your house for like 50 years, it doesn't matter if it's gonna be a trendy house or not. But if you're thinking about selling your house in like 5 years, it might be smart to look at where are the trends going. Somebody asked me, how much did you put for a down payment? And did you do an FHA or a conventional loan? The first question, a bunch of you guys actually asked me how much money I put down. I actually wasn't sure if I should talk about how much money my house is or how much money I actually put down for this house. I feel like people are always so scared to talk about money. Sometimes I am as well. So I'm just gonna tell you guys how much money I put down. It's a lot of money, and I put down $425,000 for this house, which is so freaking insane because me and my family grew up in Sacramento, California, where houses, a full house is like $300,000. I remember my house that my parents bought when I was in like first grade, that house was only $200,000. So it's actually crazy for me that I actually put down enough money to buy 2 of those houses. And my house when I was younger was beautiful. We actually don't have that house any longer. We sold the house, but I understand, I live in Los Angeles, so hello. And then did you do an FHA or a conventional loan? So I actually did a conventional loan. If you guys aren't familiar with the home buying process, a conventional loan is just a normal loan. You go to the bank, you get a loan. It is not government insured, versus an FHA loan is definitely a loan for first time home buyers. If you don't have the best credit score, also if you can't afford the 20% down payment, which is pretty much the minimum you actually have to put down for a house. It's a loan that is backed by the government. There is definitely more paperwork that goes along with having an FHA loan. I actually have a conventional loan because I was able to afford the 20% down payment. I actually think I put down 30%. Another person asked me, what were some must-haves when deciding on a home to buy? First, I wanted a house that was not a fixer-upper. I wanted a house that was turnkey, which means move-in ready. Like you literally just put the key in the house, you turn it, you move in. And this is definitely a turnkey house, but I was definitely looking for a house with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and then a backyard that had grass in it, and a house that was kind of on a hill. Other things I was looking for were white walls and good lighting. Another person asked me, what was the most stressful thing? Guys, the most stressful thing about getting this house was making sure I was actually gonna get the house. So this house that I currently live in, this house had multiple offers on this house. I'm not kidding you guys, this house was a hot commodity. So many people wanted this house. I remember the first open house I went to for this house, literally it looked like a party, and 11 people actually made offers on this house. So the most stressful thing for me was making sure I was gonna get this house. You guys have no idea how stressful that is. Falling in love with a house and knowing that other people are interested in this house and knowing that you might not actually have this house, hands down the most stressful thing ever. Because the worst thing that can happen when you fall in love with a house is not actually getting the house. Surprisingly, I actually wasn't the highest bidder. Somebody beat the price I paid for this house by like $25,000, but they actually chose me because I had more money in my bank accounts, which meant that I was able to afford the down payment. I was more likely to get the loan. Yeah, something to think about. Another question that was so popular was, how much did your house cost? I know houses in Pennsylvania are expensive. Again, this was like a question that I wasn't sure if I was gonna answer or not, but I'm comfy. It's Vlogmas. I might as well just be honest, and I might as well just tell you guys how much my house costs. Let's just say my house is roughly $1,350,000. Yeah, it's a lot. That is so much money. That is insane. But I fell in love with this house. It was actually a good price. Like I definitely did overpay for this house. Like it was listed at $1.2 million. But let's just say someone outbid me even more. So someone else actually thought this house was worth more than I actually paid for this house, which is a good thing to know that someone thinks this house is worth $1.4 million. But yeah, I totally know it. LA is so expensive. That's why a lot of other YouTubers live outside of LA. Someone else asked me, how many years did it take of you saving up for you to be able to purchase your first home? I love you. I love you too. I honestly think I started seriously saving my money when I started doing YouTube full time. And that was when I graduated college. So that was 2015. Every single paycheck I was getting, I was saving 50% of it. Every few months, I would literally transfer $50,000 into my savings account. Another person asked me, how did you find your agent? I actually found my agent through my hairdresser. My friend Grace, who's also my hairdresser, her boyfriend of 10 years is also a real estate agent. If you guys are in LA and you guys need a real estate agent, I will suggest my real estate agent. He is so chill. He does not force a house down your throat. He is super knowledgeable. He isn't trying to sell you on a house. It's like, if you like the house, you like the house. If you don't like the house, you don't like the house. Another person asked me, roughly how much are decent houses in Los Angeles? Decent houses in LA can range anywhere from like $700,000 to like $1 million for a decent house. I definitely think I have a house that is above and beyond decent. I actually have a pretty spectacular house. But for a decent house in LA, where it's not like the most trendy house, it's not the newest house on the block, I would say $700,000 to $800,000 is a pretty good find for a house that's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and about 2,000 square feet. Somebody else asked me, would you ever buy another house, and is this the perfect house for you? So if you spoke to me like 7 months ago, I thought this was the perfect house for me. It is honestly such a beautiful house, but the only drawback of this house is that I actually live on a corner lot, and I actually live off of a very busy intersection. If you've ever been in Los Angeles, people are angry, aggressive drivers. They honk, they yell, they scream, they speed. If I was to ever have kids, I would want a house on maybe like a quieter neighborhood so they can play outside. Although kids these days do not freaking play outside, but I'm gonna force my kid to play outside. He's not allowed to have an iPad. He is not allowed to have a phone until he's like 10. So I definitely want a house on a quieter neighborhood, but I'm so happy with this house. I can't imagine myself moving anytime soon. I do think I will buy another house very, very soon. I actually want to find a duplex to invest my money in. If I found a duplex, then I actually can have passive income for myself, and so that means I won't have to fully rely on YouTube for my job. I'm 100% gonna do that because I just think it's so smart to divest your money and just like have it in different pockets, so you're not relying on like one pocket of money making you money. Somebody else asked me, what was something you wish you knew about buying a home? That's a really good question. People are not always honest with you. So if you're gonna spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on a house, honestly, do not be naive. People want your money. They're gonna wanna sell you a house. They're gonna tell you things about this house that are complete lies. They're gonna say they fixed things that they actually did not fix. So don't be naive. Another question I got asked is, what spending habits have you changed since buying a house? Well, the number one spending habit that has changed is that now I am not wasting all of my rent money. So I'm saving like $4,000 a month. Now it's my mortgage, but I'm gonna own this house, which is nice. Other little things that I've noticed I don't spend as much money on is eating out. I definitely do think I save more money now than I did when I didn't have a mortgage. I'm sorry this video is so long. Honestly, there are so many more things I can talk about, specifically about buying a house. I can't believe I was 25 years old when I bought this house by myself. I honestly feel so thankful and blessed, and I'm just really happy to be doing Vlogmas, so hopefully you guys are enjoying Vlogmas. Shout out to Alicia Marie for this merch. Also, if you guys made it to the end of this video, I want to know, comment down below, I can't believe you burnt your house down. That is so random. Just comment that. I can't believe you burnt your house down. I'm gonna like everyone that did it, so do it for me. That'll make me so happy. But yeah, go follow me on Instagram at MissTiffanyMa, and TikTok at MissTiffanyMa, and Twitter at MissTiffanyMa if you guys haven't already. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye guys.
Hey, you the best part of every single day. Ooh, no matter what I do, I'll be lost in you.